He couldn't remember the last time he felt joy. Couldn't remember his last holly jolly Christmas. Not since she's been gone. He sat within a room at the end of a hall, bereft of boughs of holly. He hadn't left it since that day, the day he lost his everything. What was once a space full of vibrant colors now was a canvas of gray. From the smoke and ash of countless cigars, the room was layered in thick soot. It was everywhere and piled on everything, including himself. The room was almost completely dark, the air thick with dust and smoke, visible only in the flickering light of the television. He reached for a cigar. A layer of powdery filth shook free and trailed behind every movement he made, giving him a ghostly appearance. His face was fixed in a bitter scowl as he stared at the TV. He tapped the ash of his cigar, not caring where it landed. Displayed on the screen was a newscast announcing the anticipation of Christmas the following day. A crowd of people gathered around a gigantic Christmas tree with big smiles on their faces, each taking turns sharing what they wanted for Christmas with the reporter. Not once did they mention her name. Not one time. She was everything to him. The reason why he did any of this. The reason why he became the man he was. Once was, anyway. Now that she was gone, he was a hollow husk, his spirit no longer bright, and the world hadn't bothered to notice. He had wanted to go with her, more than anything he did, but he couldn't, even if he tried. People still spoke of him, believed in him, said his name over and over again. The power behind it bound him to this world. A place he once thought of as home had brought him great joy, love, and peace, had now become an immortal prison of anguish. He no longer had it in him to continue his work. The world had to do without him this night, perhaps forever. Another hour goes by, not a mere mention of her. He tried to recall the last time he heard anyone say her name. Then the awful truth hit him. "They don't even know her name," he said in a hushed tone. He knew it to be true. It had to be. Otherwise she would still be there. He would still have his loving wife and her warm smile. "They don't even know her name," he said again, practically shouting this time, his words filled with anger. He suddenly stood up in his chair. Dust and ash burst all around him in his wake, giving him the appearance that he was dissipating. A silhouette of his form imprinted on his recliner, outlined in an inch of soot. All they spoke of is what they wanted from him, what he could give them. In their selfish greed, they had forgotten all about her. Not once did they think about what he wanted, what they could do for him, what he may be going through. Not once did they think about what a man who could be everywhere in one night might do if he had become unhinged and had nothing to lose. A man who knows when you are sleeping. "They will know your name," he vowed, his words dripping with venom. "I will see to that." At that moment, a red glow filled the room. He turned his head to see Rudolph standing at the doorway. The reindeer had a wicked grin on his face that matched his own, painted red by the glow of its nose. "Gather the others. We got work to do." He used his hand to wipe the thick as snow residue from his mirror, seeing himself for the first time in nearly a year. His skin was taut, his skull clearly outlined, no longer the round, jovial appearance he used to have. His wide grin took up much of his face under deep, dark, sunken, bloodshot eyes. He would go out this night, after all. "Here comes Santa Claus. Ho, ho,